What's good, everybody? Lorne with the TMF Podcast here on Podcast Planet. It's Thursday night, November 18th. Figured I'd just do a random live stream. You know, I'm trying to build up my subscriber base here just by putting out content that is appealing to a lot of different people. And so on the road to 10,000, that's my next milestone, 10,000 subscribers. Figured I'd do an AMA, just an Ask Me Anything kind of show. I'm going to put it up in here as a pinned message. I'm just going to read over some stuff and see if we get some people to join. Maybe we'll do some Omegle chats. I do like those. I think they're fun. I'm just going to pin that right there. Yeah. And I'm just reading over some news currently. We're going to see what happens. I got a little background music going because otherwise it might be kind of boring. Like I said, maybe we'll do some Omegle chats. That'd be fun. If you want to join the show, we can do that too. And we're going to see what's going on in the world. Ugh. Got such an itch on my nose. I didn't live stream earlier today. I didn't wake up feeling all that great. I didn't love it. I didn't have a good morning. I just had a lot on my mind, stressed out. So, and then I took Megan to the airport, and that took forever. The traffic was pretty crazy. So let's see if anyone joins in here. Like I said, maybe we'll do a fun Omegle session here. Find someone that just we could put current events. We could put comedy, investing. What else, man? Maybe crypto. Do a podcast about that. And when I do the Omegles, man, sometimes people just they don't like it. So they don't want to be on. They want to be on there talking to people, but most of them are trolls. I'm being honest. You get a lot of trolls on there. So we'll have that. Oh, look at this. FBI opens Jimmy Hoffa investigation after Fox Nation reporting on alleged burial site. Come on, man. They ain't gonna find Jimmy Hoffa. That's ridiculous. Come on. Just browse through some other stuff here. What I was going to do is just put it up on on my screen here so we can see what's going on. Oh, look at this. Viral photo of near empty library shelves sends powerful message. We removed every book with content that could offend somebody. Every book. Literally every book gone. So stupid. Ryan Reynolds' hit movie exits Netflix just after weeks reaching #1. Got him Nurmagomedov fighting there. Dude, Alibaba got wrecked in the stock market. Oh, that was bad. Real bad. Well, let's see if we can find some people to talk to. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can find someone to talk to. I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this down so I can turn up my headphones a little bit. Excuse me. I just got something stuck in my throat. I had some chocolate milk. It was delicious. What I'm going to do is mute them for the beginning of this because people be crazy, to say the least. And I think if I do this, I probably have to move me over here. Let's see. Excuse me here. Let me move myself over because they're probably going to be in this corner. And let's see if you want to join the show, just type something in the chat. We're gonna see what we get here. Said usually it's a shit show. I'm a little too far over for Omegle anyway. People are like, oh no, streaming, gross. And they freak out. We'll see. Who knows? We can't kind of see this person, so it's all good. Just find a new person. What's up? You into crypto? That's what's up. Altcoins are like mainstream Bitcoins, Ethereum. Okay. Top 10s. Top 10 stuff. You know what I don't like about crypto? Why? I don't like how you get massive rug pulls for no reason at all. It drives me crazy. Absolutely nuts. Yeah, but why? Like who? So how did Bitcoin just drop 10 grand in 3 days? Who sold that much Bitcoin? You know, like where'd it go? That's insane. This is a good question. That's a lot. You're not following Bitcoin? I got into a little bit of Ethereum. It was like 1600 to the 2000 range, and then it kind of rocketed up. I played with a little bit of the altcoins for a bit, but I just don't like the I don't like the rug pulls, man. They're so volatile. You know, I feel like you're constantly chasing them. Yeah, I like options trading myself.
Do you do SPY options?
Oh, fucking SPY. Me and SPY have a love-hate relationship. SPY will fuck you so hard, it's not even funny.
It's also very forgiving.
Yeah, if you're out of the money and you get to give it time, but I've gotten roasted on SPY and IWM, all the index ETFs, 0 DTEs will fucking burn your ass.
I'm holding on to some fuel cell calls.
Ooh, fuel cell. Scared. Dude, I don't know, man. Scared. Fuel cell, that company, it's not a meme stock, but it is, you know, like it just gets pumped so damn hard. So yeah, I understand. Where's it at now? Is it $9? You got 70 calls? Ooh, expiring shit. Coming up quick too. Next week.
It's next Friday.
Yeah. Market's not even open on Friday. That's freaking after. Isn't that right after Thanksgiving?
Thursday, but it's open Friday.
Okay. All right.
Thursday's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Is it open on Black Friday?
I mean, the calls expire. It has to be, right? That'd be the logic would say yes, but I would just like, aren't banks closed on Black Friday? So why would the market be out? I'm going to Google this shit right now because I was thinking about that actually today.
It was open on Veterans Day.
Was open on Veterans Day.
It was open on Veterans
Day. Yeah. Let me see. Stock market closed Black Friday. Let's see if it's open. I mean, they expire. It's right. Thanksgiving, U.S. stock market, they're open for only half of Black Friday, half a trade day. So you get about half the amount of time to see how fucked you might end up.
If I can get in the money at all, I'm selling out.
Yeah, man. What were those calls? They were what, 12? Is that what it was? What did that say?
It's at 12. My average price paid is 32.
Okay.
So like I'm out of the money a lot. I'm losing a lot of money.
You're deep out of the money at the moment.
Yeah. But if it gets back in the money, dude, holy shit.
No, you're right. So I've had a roller coaster of a month in stocks. I went out. I traded on Robinhood. I traded on TD, Robinhood, Webull, and I went. Man, let me tell you, I was in a bad spot and I needed some cash. I went and did a stupid risky move. Stupid risky. You know, if you use Robinhood on a margin account, you can deposit up to like 5 G's gold, right? Takes about 2 days to hit your account. So I went in on a Monday, instant deposited 5 grand that I did not have, didn't have 5,000, went into my Robinhood account and I YOLO'd it on Qs on the QQQ. and I went deep into out the money calls, and that bitch ran straight up. And I cashed out 5,000 to 21,700 in one day. And then the next day I did a swing trade, and it put me down to about, I lost like 2,500 on swings. And then Wednesday I added 10,000. I was at like 20 grand in my account, and I YOLO'd SPY calls, and I cashed out at $44,000. So pretty much 0 to 44 grand in 3 days. And then
SPY can be very predictable,
dude. Yeah, but then like yesterday it smoked me, man. I wasn't even that far out the money. I think I did a 469 call, and it just went sideways all day. And then today, fuck,
you would have been great,
dude. Yeah, but it was 0 DTE.
Yesterday I bought yesterday I bought 470 calls on SPY that expired Friday, and today I sold them when it went to like,
it was 469, 469.20.
Yeah, I sold it and made some money, but I only made like $40 because I bought 4 calls.
I swung a 472 for Friday. It was like $48, and I sold today for like $54. I mean, I literally woke up and I was like, oh, SPY's green, cool. And then like 2 hours later, the market opened, and it was like, does SPY ever just turn green off the market? It never does. It was instant red. And then that big red candle about 10:30, it went just straight down. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
There's a really easy way to follow SPY if you're watching QQQs, if you're watching VIX.
The VIX is usually a telltale sign. The VIX goes up, SPY goes down. Yeah, but there was a trade time like 2 weeks ago where they were damn near going together, and that made no sense. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
So
that's pretty frustrating.
Millionaire?
No. Options Millionaire on what platform?
He does like it's like YouTube, he does Discord, but he's really big on SPY and what is it, XLM? Like, which is like another futures of SPY.
I don't think XLM is that one. I thought that I'm thinking of XLU. No, it wouldn't be
XLM.
No, that's not an ETF. It's not XLM. That's something else. Crypto CCC. No, it's not. It can't be XLM. It's gonna be XL something. No, I know what you're talking about. There's Investico. It's XLU. It's got to be. But you can't trade that on Webull. That'd be like trading the SPX kind of.
It's one of the learn like a really consistent strategy with SPY every day, just to make 10, 15, 20%.
Well, you have to be, in order to do that, you really need to just be an active day trader, and you got to watch it. Because swinging SPY is so risky. Like, you know it's going to go up. The problem is that those drops just murder calls. Yeah, but you don't know when.
Oh, dude, I'm watching calls and puts.
Yeah, you got to watch both of them. But you can get smoked. If you don't, see, my problem is, like, I'm in two or three Discords for trading. And a lot of them post good entries, but they don't. Some of them are like, all right, well, it's a swing trade. And this is really frustrating. They'll post a swing trade, and then like 30 minutes later, they like closed it. I'm like, what? That's not a swing. That's today. Like, there's a bunch of guys in there that can't day trade, and they're like, oh, well, fuck me. You know? So you got to be careful.
On top of it like that.
Yeah.
Those options contracts, they move so quick.
Dude, have you ever traded Tesla options?
I don't want to.
It's terrifying. When I had a pattern day trade account in Robinhood, I was I put about 6-8 grand into some Tesla options. It gave me a heart attack, bro. I mean, it was up down so fast. You're like, holy shit.
See, like, I haven't made
seconds
a lot of money
yet. Well, we lost you.
Like a good bit of money into like a swing. So I'm trying to, wherever this goes, like, I'm really going to be consistent with SPY. Like, I'm not going to try to fuck with any other shit, honestly.
If you watch this, well, man, you can. What I would advise you do is learn large cap stocks because they give you more time and you don't get burned.
That's why I'm doing SPY.
Yeah, but SPY is not a large cap stock. SPY encompasses a bunch of large cap stocks. It's like the average of a lot of them.
The liquidity is there.
The liquidity is there, but it's also there in like AMD, Apple, Microsoft. You can make a bank off Microsoft moving like
NVIDIA.
Fucking NVIDIA, man. Nvidia has left the world of tradable stocks. Unless you're Nvidia went from a good play to a risk play overnight. Let me tell you, I lost my entire account on Nvidia 2 weeks ago. $29,000 on Nvidia in an hour.
Did you buy calls or puts?
I bought calls, and then that was the day that it was running. I would get at the end of the day, I bought 335 calls on a Thursday, and it literally probably 2 minutes after I bought them, it just went straight red, straight down, and I was like, holy fuck. I mean, my options that was at like 265 or 280 a contract, and I closed them at 50 cents a contract.
God damn.
Yeah, goddamn. I had 58 contracts. It was bad. And I got burned, and they go, oh man, you could have held them. And if I would have held them until Friday, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered at all. They got smoked.
Because it stayed around like 290, 300, and then
yeah,
it dropped down to 280. And then like right when the earnings report happened, it shot right back up.
Bro. It's just like it'd be like playing Lucid right now. That was a huge risk play. People made bank, but the options contracts don't. People don't realize is the options don't move that much when the stock has that kind of volatility, right? You're buying it, you're like, oh well, this thing should double, but it doesn't because it's up and down so fast. It's got so much momentum. They just don't. They just rocket.
Are you into like resource companies at all? Like lithium resource companies?
No, I haven't traded those.
Like I would think those would be good long-term investments if you have like a Roth
IRA
or something.
There's a lot of good long-term ones out there that are going to be constant growth.
IWM would be a really good
Dude, IWM just like it doesn't give a shit what SPY does.
But
man,
that huge wedge, it was in for like 8-9 months. That wedge, oh my god! Once it broke it, it finally broke it, and it's going to keep going. But it's just time.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
I was crazy watching Apple the other day. Yesterday, I literally took a Discord call out for SPY, the 469 calls, and then about an hour later, they called out a couple other ones that just easily doubled. I mean, last week, the biggest play last week was fuck did he call out? Amazon. It was Shopify. He called out Shopify, $2 contracts at about 9:45 a.m. It was before Webull. See, Webull doesn't update the options chain for like 15 minutes. It's all delayed, and it's so frustrating. So he called it out, and I was looking. I'm like, I can't see the damn contract on here, so I just have to guess.
That's why you have to use TD Ameritrade.
Yeah, but TD is not instant either. You have to subscribe for that shit. I did. It's free if you have $500 in your account. I messaged them because I looked it up and they were like, yeah, you subscribe to it. It's $0, but they won't activate it on your account for like Thinkorswim unless you have $500 complete in your account, which I don't. I don't really use TD much ever anymore, but
when I made my options account on TD Ameritrade, I put $4,000 just straight in it.
Yeah, so that's good. That's a good start.
I also have a Roth IRA.
This dude called out Shopify $2 contracts. That motherfucker was $64 at the end of the day. The contracts went from $200, so $2 to $64. $6,400 a contract is unreal play. Dude, Shopify went straight up all day. It was fucking crazy. And I was kicking myself for not buying one. He was like, he bought 5 contracts and he's cashed out 30,000 at the end of the day off of $1,000. It's like,
what?
Yeah, the shit was real, man. Because if you look at the chart from last week, Shopify opened it like, and then keep in mind, this was 0 days to expiration. So it wasn't like he bought them on a Monday or something. So they were cheap. Because if you trade Shopify now, the motherfuckers are up there, boy. They're expensive. Let me see if I can go back to that day. Because that shit was fucking wild. I was like, bro, how the fuck? There it is right there. Look at that fucking, this is on the 4-hour chart. If you can see that. Even on the 1 hour, it opened at like 16 something. What day is that? 11:18. No, it's today. Let's go back. Because it was wild as shit. There it is. 11:12. Yep. That bitch opened at 15:08 and closed at 16:70 or some shit. It was a fucking crazy move. It was like 107, 15, I think it's at 15, like 15:15 or so. Maybe 15:08. $170 over the day, which was a move of like 8 or 9%. But the contracts were 2,000% or some shit. It was fucking unreal.
Why?
They were. I think he was buying.
Like
yeah, but you got to keep in mind. Let's just look at the option chain. I bet it's easier for me to see it on Robinhood because Robinhood's user interface is a lot better. And that was one thing I really liked about Robinhood. Their option chain updates like by the second. Let's see, Shopify. So like if you look right now, these in the money calls are like $4,000. So if you go deep out of the money for that bitch to move, see tomorrow these are going to be way different. But if you went to even something say $400, so 1,900, that's a 13% move, dude. That thing will fucking rocket. Go to options profit calculator, it will rocket up because it's low volatility. It's a high cap, low volatility stock, and it's super liquid. And they pay out. Like tomorrow, these guys are probably going to trade Amazon, if I had to guess, because Amazon only has to move 2%. And 2% on a $3,000 stock is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're trading 100 contracts or 100 shares and it moves $100, that's $10,000 a contract. Theoretically, that you're moving on the upside. It's fucking wild, man. This guys, they bank out hard on those big stocks because you normally can't. Most people can't afford the options on them Monday through Thursday. They're just too expensive. You know, they trade at like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 a contract, and then on Friday, well, you got about 3 hours worth of roller coaster if you want to hang on if that shit goes up or down. Honestly, the puts do the same thing; they print hard. So
dude, I'm excited to see what Fuel Cell does this weekend, next week, or tomorrow and next week.
Yeah, Fuel Cell's had a hell of a run. I actually bet against Fuel Cell when they first had that little bump up here not that long ago because it was trading at like freaking like $5 forever, $6, $7. Yeah, it's like $6, $7.
What do you think? Like unbiased, like just trying to look at the chart and.
So it never. My problem with Fuel Cell, it was kind of like F-Tech.
If it gets below 840, that's when I'm really going to start to worry. But right now, I'm just.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
those contracts are going to be fucked if it gets there. But like the stock in general, like 840 is the lowest that it can go before it won't actually rebound. So it's like.
Let's look at what are the pivot points for that. It's not bad. I mean, it's sitting right. It's still above its resistance line. So yeah, on the daily anyway, it's above the resistance, barely above it. If it breaks below that resistance line, you're kind of fucked. But it's teetering. So what you needed to do is bounce off resistance here on the daily to get back above and break that resistance number 2, which is 1066.
Like today, I bought 14 more contracts just to
average
myself down.
Yeah, average down. Yeah. So I did that a lot. And so there's a guy there that does he's got a big stream, Trading Fraternity on YouTube. And he was saying that a lot of people do that and you shouldn't average down. You should roll it out. But the problem is, dude, averaging down has saved me countless times. Whereas where he's saying, oh, you should roll it out, roll the option out to a further expiration. But the problem is your options aren't worth dick. So you can't afford the next week out expiration. You know, you're so deep out in the money. I feel like that's a bigger hole to dig. But I've done it on like Microsoft and shit where I've swung some contracts that were $1, $1.50, $2, and then they open up and they're 30 cents. You're like, fuck me. So add 25 contracts at 30 cents, bring your average down, and then it doesn't have to go that far to at least break even. It's worked out for me several times. I've rode Microsoft before. Microsoft made a $6 move from $2.99 to $3.06 on a Friday. I had contracts that went from 10 cents to $3.50 in 2.5 hours.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It was I'm like $400 to $4,500.
Dude, I put almost like $2,000 into this shit. And it's like
just chilling.
Like, I just bought 14 contracts for $140 and I spent so much more money on everything else.
So this is something that I would potentially consider is and this isn't advice, it's just something I personally would probably look at doing on a day like tomorrow, because I was always high risk, high reward. I know Fridays are 0-day expirations and they will fucking move. So
week.
You have a week,
Tomorrow.
but let's say fuel cell doesn't go anywhere tomorrow. It doesn't hurt you to unload those, day trade something else tomorrow, make some money. You can always go back to fuel cell. The contracts will be the same price if you believe that fuel cell is going to hit that. But in the meantime, you could
I
have.
feel like I'm so far out of the money. It's like I don't want to just sell it.
Yeah, I understand that. But also, let's say you had theoretically $2,000 just sitting there that's already down $1,500 or some shit. Tomorrow you could take that $2,000 and turn it into $3,000.
You mean $500?
Or that, whatever, you know.
Because the $2,000 is sitting at like $500-$600 right now.
Right. And so let's look at the you ever pull up the options calculator website? Because it'll tell you where you need to be and what it will be at tomorrow even. Fuel cell 946. You've got an option expiring on the 26th, $12. Bitches are sitting at a fucking 11 cents right now. Is that right?
Yeah.
And you paid what? Maybe
32.
32?
Yep. 70 contracts.
Deep in them motherfuckers. So in order for you to come out on top, even at 50%, you need to be above 980. And that's a 50% loss until even Monday. You really need to see.
You said 980?
Yeah. 980 is 980 is a 50% loss. So that'll put them, that's what I'm saying. That's a 50%. It puts them at 16 cents. That's tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's the 19th. So where you really need to see it to break even needs to open somewhere around 1060 for you to break even. That'll be this 32 cents tomorrow, which is a move of what, like $1. So 10% move on fuel cell. Now keep in mind, if it rockets up like 5 or 6% real fast, you might get a hell of a lot closer to that faster. So
yeah,
it's not.
There's a lot of aspects to look at.
Yeah.
Theta to eat me alive. So it's like
your theta shouldn't be terrible. Your theta expiring next week shouldn't be bad. You probably let's look.
Yeah,
look at that shit. Theta is 2 cents, 2.5 cents a day. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if they're at 11 cents, then sure, 2.5 cents is 20% from where it sits right now. To break even, you need a 26% move. So they already had earnings call too, didn't they?
I'm not sure, dude.
I think they did. I think that's what caused the spike to go up already, if I'm not mistaken. It ran off of earnings. Yeah, October 2020, July.
Are you recording this?
No, I don't record them. I'm just hanging out. This is all my whole setup. I just don't change it. Sometimes I go on Omegle and fuck around with people. See if I can get an interesting conversation. But I usually stream the stock market during the day, and I'll tap into like the different Discords that I'm in, and I've got some guys that jump on my stream, and we bullshit throughout the day, and different call outs and stuff. And some of them, man, look, I'll post all the call outs from the Discords, and they're all paid Discords, so they're pretty legit dudes that call them out.
Well, like my kind of like 9 to 5 is like I bartend, barista. Like my only days off are Monday and Wednesday.
Right.
So like I work from 8:15 until 3:30. So it's like hard for me to so like I can kind of do it at work. Like tomorrow I can keep track of those contracts and see what's going on with that.
Right.
But I can't really study and like focus on what like moves to make,
What you got to do is, get on one of these Discords and just look for the call outs, and they'll give you an entry and an exit. Or what I did is, when I was working full time at the other business I had, I would set my alerts on Webull. So like Thinkorswim has alerts. I've never used it on my phone, but I like Webull because the alerts are really good on your mobile device. So they would give out the call out, the price target. So say Apple hits 150, 130. then enter calls if it goes above that. So I would set my alert, and then it would ding me, and I go, oh fuck, Apple's going, and then I'll look at the contracts and enter. And then you could always just set your sell limit on a day trade. But most of them are day traders, man, and it's tough to manage because they'll make a fucking bank, dude. One of the guys I'm in Team Bull Trading, that dude works 5 minutes, man. He's in and out. He's done trading by 9:45. He's done for the day.
What dude with SPY is he'll make the first starting move and then he's done.
Yeah, but SPY can go run all day. Those days are amazing. And honestly, the thing about it is,
so much money.
The thing about it is, and it's a little frustrating for people with small accounts because these guys are trading with, probably 6-figure accounts. More than that. Okay. Oh yeah, way more than that. I mean, I know. I realized how much money he was trading with when he bought. He was buying a stock. It was like a $300 or $400 stock. And he buys it. He goes, wait for the bounce off open. It goes down. It hits the target. He buys it. It goes up like 1.5%. And he's like, fucking push. Yes. Cashes out like $9,000. So I'm thinking to myself, on equity, motherfucker, how many shares did you buy? Like that had to be $250,000 worth of shares to cash out that kind of money, 1% in like fucking 8 minutes, Okay, he wasn't trading options, but the other guys trade options and they'll buy, 20 contracts. Dude, I was loading up when my account was over 25,000. I was buying 100, 200 contracts at a time. I bought at one time one that got me 400 contracts deep. 400 contracts.
Every Monday and Wednesday, like I go over to my friend Kyle's house. He's been doing stocks for the past 4 months, like as his career, like every day.
Right.
And so he's really focused on making 1% of his portfolio every day. So he's trying to do SPY, learn the strategy with it just to make 1% every day. And like 1% of his portfolio every day for a month. And
like, you could do that with SPY.
I think he was like 34 out of 36 of his trades for that month, like last month. Like he was very consistent with it, And like,
was he doing all swings, all swing trades?
Just SPY,
yeah. But he's not like. But I'm saying, like, is he buying it and selling it, doing day trades? Because you could bank in and out. What I was doing is I was buying like 400 contracts on SPY or IWM or the Qs.
Oh, he's buying one contract.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
He's buying one contract at a time,
Shit. If I was gonna do that, I would buy a contract that was deep in the money already. Because then the risk is so low on SPY. Like you buy some 460 calls, they're expensive. They don't move much, but SPY's probably not going to drop $9 today. So it's a safer play. But I was buying like just outside the money, like two tiers outside the money contracts. I'd buy 400 of them. That way, every penny that moved was $400. So if I bought them at 50 cents, it goes to 55, it's $2,000 profit. And then I'd sell and then wait for it to drop down and then buy them again and then sell them. I was making, when I was over 25,000, I'd make $5,000, $10,000 a day doing that. But when you buy 400 contracts and that bitch drops 20 cents with the quickness, you lose a lot of fucking money real fast.
It is quick.
Yeah, it's quick.
That shit goes up.
And the thing about SPY is like, even today, the whole market just dropped like a fucking rock for no reason at all. SPY dropped $1.25 in 1 minute. That's fucking huge.
I'm so glad I got out of those calls.
I held mine till almost the end of the day, and I was like, well, the one that I play and one that I would even say look into is MU, Micron Tech. This company here is will print real hard. Real damn hard. Their calls are nice and they're not expensive. It's not a fast moving stock, but it's been on a rip all the way up, man. And they're affordable contracts. You can get them into the
You said NU?
MU, yeah, MU. M, yeah, I typed right there. MU is a good one to watch. It's not a super volatile stock. You can buy contracts that are somewhat out the money. I kicked myself for not buying Roblox, man. I was going to buy them damn Roblox contracts. Yeah, GEVO. GEVO. It's a EV company. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they had all the
What do you
EVs,
know about
man.
Gevo?
I don't know much about the company itself. I've
Gevo's an
watched the
EV
stock.
company? Because I know they're trying to revolutionize like agriculture and biofuel industry.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of. Hold on, let me pull up my watch list here, sort of by alphabet.
But that is Gevo, yeah.
Yeah, that is. I'm just gonna
I've
see
been
the other
investing in
one.
Gevo for about a year.
Okay.
I put in my Roth.
Well, it doesn't look like it's doing great.
Yeah, but
It's not
I
doing
think it's a
amazing.
good long-term investment, you feel?
At this point, pretty much everything that's going to be green energy is probably going to be a decent investment long term.
I
Just
think this one's like going to be like a needle in a haystack, you know?
yeah, it could be. It really just comes
Just a
down
little
to
bit.
whether or not they can get the contracts, and so like Biden signs this $1 trillion infrastructure bill, but what does that mean to us? Where does that money go? No one can give me an answer to that. Like, so, oh, what, $1 trillion? Okay, well, who gets that money? What goes to infrastructure? But what does that mean? He wants to have all these EV cars on the road by 2035. There's nowhere to charge them. Blows my mind. I drive a Tesla. I know you can't charge that bitch anywhere. So you charge it at home. I live in Atlanta, so there's 4 superchargers within a 50-mile radius of Atlanta. That's it.
You gotta spend like $600 to have an electrician come out
Oh,
to
fuck
build
that.
this.
Nah. You just need to know. You just need to not be a dumbass. I wired in all my chargers myself. One I had at my shop and the one at home, I just wire them in the fuse panel, add a breaker, and if it's in your garage, it's easy. But if you had an older home where it's in the basement, that's going to be expensive because you have to run like 8-3 wire, and that shit's expensive as fuck. Get like 100 feet of 8-3 is going to be a couple $100, but it's not difficult. I mean, it's just like putting in a dryer plug and then buy a charger. But there's nowhere like it amazes me that large chain gas stations don't have any kind of EV charging fast chargers set up anywhere. It just makes no sense to me.
They should start incorporating that.
They should. I
That
don't
should
know
be like a
why.
thing.
A quick
Like just a
trip
gas
or a
station.
racetrack should just have 2 bays even, just to help. But I mean, look, if you're sitting there charging your car, you're gonna walk inside and get something to drink and something to eat and fucking spend money. It doesn't make sense not to have two bays at every one of them, because if they start putting out all these electric cars, there's nowhere to charge them. People are going to be fucked. So I don't know what they're going to do, but it seems like, with Lucid coming out with cars on the road now, the hydrogen thing, we'll see where that goes. The Nikola type play. And I'll tell you, if you want to talk about a stock that was moving, it kind of got reamed last week, but Nikola was on the fucking move. Man, for a stock that I would consider worthless in all accounts, that motherfucker was moving. I was in one Discord where this kid he was long on Nikola, and right now it's at 12.44, but they were trading it at $8 or $9, and that son of a bitch would get an option contract move. Dude, that stock would move 1 bar and that contract would go up 40%. It was crazy. But if they can get their shit together, Nikola has a chance to do something special. Yep, y'all froze up over there, buddy. Think we lost you. Lost that one. Yo, what up? Yeah, I'm trying to get there. Yeah, ask me AMA, buddy.
All right, let me see.
You got comedy up. Hell yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
You-
we wanted to just hear some funny shit.
Ah, well, okay. Funny shit. I used to do stand up back before the pandemic, and then we didn't have any open mics anymore, and the fucking now it's kind of shitty down here. So I haven't been to any of them. It's just it's not the same as it used to be. But
what, the crowds aren't the same, or like the crowds just don't go no more?
Yeah, so the open mic spots kind of dissipated. Like there used to be in Atlanta during a week, you could probably hit 60 or 70 different open mics would be on the schedule. Shit. And then after the pandemic, it was like 4. So there's like just the spots just aren't there. The places that they used to host them either closed or aren't doing them anymore. It's tough, man. It's bad.
That sucks. Damn, that's like a fucking drastic change.
Yeah, no, it was huge. And I did a podcast here with another guy that did open mics down there. And, you know, he was telling me, he was like, you know, I never thought that I would wake up and not be able to go on stage somewhere. Like that would not, like, we never anticipated that. And it's tough for people, man. Like the comedy scene just dissipated because we had the Laughing Skull Lounge down here, which was huge. And comedy theaters, we had like 4 or 5 big ones.
There's a bunch out here, but I don't know how they're doing. I mean,
it's New York, so we probably thriving with that. But
yeah, you had a bunch up there. The guy that I did a podcast with was banned from 65 clubs in New York.
God damn, what was the fucking joke, or what did he say?
So his stage name, I guess he was up there probably I think 5 years ago. His stage name in New York was Taint Johnson. That was his name. So, which was funny. And his routine was if you see him, you can see him on my channel. We did about 26 episodes of podcasts, and he tells the story on one of them why he quit doing that. But he went up there, and there was a woman hosting the open mic that he was going to, and this particular open mic was kind of like ran across the city. It went like that little organization ran a bunch of the mics. And she was hosting it, and I guess she had just got done with a set. It was like a 5 or 6 minute set. And he's like, her whole set was about her wanting dick, needing dick, can't get dick, all this stuff. That was like her whole set. So he goes up there, and she goes to introduce him. She goes, well, I'm not going to say his name. I'm not saying this, but you know who he is. And so he gets up on stage, and he's like, well, thanks for that intro. I really hope you find some dick because you kind of need it. And so he does his set, and then at the end of it, you know, he does the callback to her really needing dick, and then he gets off the stage. She was so offended by this that she complained and ends up getting him banned from all the open mics. He said he went to ones in different boroughs up in New York, different name, and they were like, dude, I can't put you up there. I will get fired if you go on that stage. Couldn't go back.
Corny.
It's crazy, man.
And it's like, and the thing is that, first of all, like you said, Shorty's thing was about it.
Yeah.
It's not like he was saying something reckless.
He's promoting it.
And secondly, it's fucking comedy. Like,
yeah, dude, it was crazy, man. It's crazy. And he was like, she just got done with the raunchiest set. And his wasn't like that at all. He was not a raunchy comedian. By any means. He was honestly, he is a pleasure to watch on stage, and I'm gonna film maybe like a little docu-series about him, because when I met him, his name's Marshall Holmes down here in Atlanta, and he's an older white dude. He's got a ridiculous mullet that is legit, and he would sit at the back of the open mics. He had what he called his drug rug on, which is just this Mexican poncho, and he'd drink his beer. He didn't talk to anybody at all. He'd just sit by himself and drink his beer. And when they call him up to do the mic, he would take the microphone and he would set it down. He'd hold his beer and he would scream a monologue for like 3 minutes, no mic. And it was fucking amazing every time. It was hilarious. It was usually, he works in the restaurant industry, so it was usually something restaurant or politically related. And it was brilliant. And he never did the same one twice, ever. So if you missed it, you missed it. And if you didn't know him, you're like, dude, this motherfucker is going to kill every one of us in the building. But he's a really nice guy. He actually currently rents a room at my dad's house. He was homeless for 8 years, lived out of his Jeep. Wow. And man, he's a really humble dude. But you just, if you've never seen him or talked to him, you're like, that dude is fucking nuts.
Yeah, I gotta check him out, man.
Yeah, no, he's crazy.
Stuff with him on your
channel? Yeah, my channel. Yeah, I do.
So what is this? Is this a subscription to what? YouTube?
Yeah, I run a Planet Podcast YouTube channel. I have all kind of content on there, but me and Marshall did a podcast called the Free as Fuck Podcast.
Got you.
And it was kind of in homage to him, because even though he lived out of his Jeep by choice, it wasn't like he had to. He had a job, he has money, he just didn't give a fuck.
The rest of the shit. He just needed,
and then he got to a point where he said, you know what, I want to do something better, and so he ended up doing that. But he actually was living in an extended stay motel, and he was happy to be there. And I was like, man, how much are you paying? And then my dad actually lives right down from where he was working, and I said, man, you need to call him up. So he's living with my dad now. It's doing great.
Dope. That's dope, dude.
Yeah, it's doing great. Yeah. So if you want to check them out, I'll put a link right there.
Send your link. Yeah,
that's to one of our. That's one of our episodes right there. And we got a bunch of clips and stuff. We were doing it through the whole pandemic shutdown, Biden bullshit, and Marshall gets it. He has some good rants, man. They're really funny. We did a couple episodes that had just his rants, and they're fucking hilarious. One about coin shortage, great, fucking great. He's got a couple good ones about tipping in the restaurant world that are really funny. So it was a good time.
Dope. I'm gonna check them out. I'm gonna check out both
sure.
Out, man.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something funny before we leave. I'll tell you something funny. And this was inspired by Marshall too. And it's hard to do comedy on like Omegle or the internet without people there. But so we were talking about how when I on the podcast about how his Jeep broke down. He blew his motor, and he was like 3 hours away from home. And so he got a ride home from a friend of his, and he was walking to work. He's like a 2.5, 3 mile walk to work now. And he goes, man, I just felt like complete shit walking to work. Like, he's like, yeah, I live out on my Jeep, but like, he's like, I feel like people would recognize me walking down the road and be like, man, fuck, what happened to him? And I thought that it was hilarious, because if you see somebody walking down the street, and maybe not in New York, if it's a big city there, but where we live just outside of Atlanta in the suburbs, kind of, you see somebody walking down the street and they're carrying a bag or a backpack. They're not moving real fast. You're like, man, that motherfucker's just down their luck, man. Like they're just trying to get somewhere. But if they take their shirt off and start jogging, man, they're getting shit done. They're motivating the fuck out of some people, right? You're driving by them. You're like, dude, why am I even driving?
How the fuck do I own a car?
Right? So the only difference between being down on your luck and crushing life is the momentum in which you are moving down the road and the amount of clothes you're wearing.
That's the truth.
You want to look good, take your shirt off, start jogging. Big man, he's fucking getting in shape.
Like, I want to be that homie over there.
Fucking crushing it. This looks good. I'm over here a fat fuck in my car eating chips, you know? But if they're slow, you're like, damn. Like, don't make eye contact with. They're going to need some change.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was funny. It's inspired by Marshall. So
definitely, dude.
Check it out, man. I hope you guys find some more funny people on Omegle. I can tell you some jokes, man. All right, man. Thanks for listening.
Have a great one.
You too.
Pretty much all of it was junk.
Oh, what's up, Mr. Crypto?
Hello. I don't know much about crypto, so.
Oh, you don't? You said you like crypto. That's why we're matched here.
I'm interested in it.
You're interested. What are you interested in? Like, what part of it?
Not much, just the news that I read about it. So.
Where are you from?
Finland.
Finland. Okay.
Yeah.
Finland. All right. I've talked to somebody in Finland before. He was in the military in Finland, actually, on Omegle, and he wasn't doing much. There's not much to defend in Finland. Not much war threats. But yeah, so crypto is interesting. It's an interesting concept to me. Currently, I don't invest in crypto myself. Currently, I do not like the volatility of the crypto market. Personally, I don't like how they can run 30-40% up and then just drop 20% for no reason at all. Currently, like Bitcoin is currently now down about $12,000 from its high last week. I don't like that. The utility of it, I do like. I do like the utility of it, the longevity of it. But as far as all these things popping up on the blockchain, I can't wrap my head around what they're all doing. The overall blockchain utility doesn't make sense to me. But
yeah. So what do you invest in other than crypto? I mean, you said you don't invest in crypto, so
right. Yeah, I like more of the options trading. I like doing that. It's high risk, high reward kind of, but to me, it's a little more fun and it's somewhat more predictable.
So did you score big in options?
I have had big wins and I have had big losses. There's no joke about that. My biggest story so far is I've done from $0 to $44,000 in 3 days. And I've also gone from 40,000 to 0 in 1 day. So I've gone both ways.
So net, are you off better or you're far worse? With
No,
option
I mean, options trading, if you are responsible and you don't chase big wins, you will do great in options. There's no lie, especially if you play long-term options. Good investments, playing leaps on companies like Tesla or Microsoft or Apple, stocks that are pretty much going to continuously grow as technology grows. Those would pay out way more than any other investment, in my opinion. You would be tenfold over most of them.
Don't options already account for the growth in stocks?
No, they don't really account for the growth. You are accounting for the growth. You're basically placing a bet on whether the company is going to do, grow or fall. Those are the two choices you have. So you're basically saying, if Apple's currently trading at $152, you could buy a leap for next year saying that I believe Apple will be at $200.
Oh yes.
Yeah, now
I remember. You have to pay a deposit.
You're paying a premium.
Yep.
So you're not actually owning any shares. You're owning a contract to potentially buy said shares. Mm-hmm. But you do not have to buy the shares. You're basically trading the contract without buying the shares.
Okay. Yes.
And if you own the shares, you could sell the contracts to people.
Yes.
So it goes both ways.
And when you say long term, like how long? When you say long term, like how long does those option contracts last? Like
you can buy an option contract anywhere from that expires the same day you buy it, all the way up to 3-4 years down the road.
Okay, but it's crazy. Why would anyone buy an option contracts that would expire the same day?
Yeah, well, buddy, let me tell you, if you want to make some fast money, if you buy a contract that's slightly out of the money, and that stock, like let's just pick a stock like Apple that ran this week from 148 to 155, you could have made on a 3 or 4% move in Apple, you probably could have made 4,000% gain if it did that in 1 day.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Because if you pick it right and that contract goes in the money on a 0-day expiration, you'll pay, say, $50 a contract. That'll be worth $400 a contract by the end of the day.
So when you do it fast, you have to pay a lower premium, while if you do it in extended ones,
much higher premium. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you got a lot more time and there's no time decay. So the risk of buying it the same day is that if it doesn't go your direction, you lose all. It'll be worthless at the end of the day. Like if you're buying it saying, $150 strike contract, in order for it to be worth money, it needs to be over $150, because otherwise, who wants to pay $150 for a stock that's at $147? No one wants to buy that contract. But if you own 100 contracts for $150 strike price and now it's at $154, someone could potentially buy those 100 contracts at a $4 difference. That's worth a lot of money to them because it's 100 shares per contract.
Yes.
So that's where your implied inherent value is.
So that's pretty cool. So you're pretty much, you buy the contract, let's say you got 40K, right? So you buy an option and you pay the premium worth of 40K. And let's say if it works well, you sell it.
Yes. You sell the
Someone
contract.
else.
Right. You sell the contract to somebody. Someone else will buy the contract.
And you sell it for higher than 40K because now the person who's...
Right. So if I want to pull up a chart here, let's pull up Apple, because Apple's it did pretty well today, right? As we can see on this daily chart. The options contract here will show you what their percent change was today. Look at this. If you had bought today this 157.5 because it's at 157.8, if you had bought this today, its total gain for the day is 1,066%. So that contract gained 1,000% today alone. Yes. And as you go further out further into the money, they're worth less, and the further out of the money are worth less. But if we go to an expiration of, say, January well, hell, let's go to January of 2023. Look at how much the premiums are for one in that. You know, you're paying, $2,000 per contract right here. And those still moved 18% today.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that goes to 160, it's going to move a hell of a lot faster. If it gets to that strike price quicker than the expiration, then the amount of money you make is a lot greater, because they're going to look at it. A potential buyer would look at it and go, okay, well, if I own this one, actually, I guess a good example would be to say if you owned one, for instance, you had bought one that was $134 strike price. That's a $2,300 contract right now. And you may have only paid $3 for it.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how it would be long-term, would pay out. So long-term investing into what they are considered leaps, which is usually like 1 year, 6 months or greater in an options contract, on a growth company would be a better investment for sure. It's less risky. If the stock goes down $10, it's not really going to affect your contract at all. Got time to recover.
The only problem that I see is if it's like a very clear, if it's a really clear indicator that you should go for long, and if a lot of investors are doing that, they would synergize themselves in the market.
Not exactly. It's not exactly kind of how it works for that, because for every stock that looks like it's going up, there are a billion people who want it to tank. So, there's a lot of people out there selling, like, for instance, whoever's selling you that call option doesn't believe that the stock will hit that number in that time frame, because they're collecting the premium hoping it does not go to that number, right? They just want to sell you the contract and keep the shares. So that's where the difference is. The person selling them is not making any money if that contract goes in the money. So it kind of doesn't really, when you have a whole lot of options activity, it doesn't affect the price of the stock much at all, because we're not trading shares of the stock. We own no shares. So we have no effect on whether it goes up or down. We need the people who are trading equity to move the stock for us. We're just along for the ride. That make sense?
Yeah, it kind of does make sense.
Yeah. So we don't own anything. We just own the option to buy it.
Yeah, because I remember reading stuff about the stocks when the GameStop thing came up. So from what they said, what was it, like GameStop has had a lot of people going against it.
Correct.
So they went against it by selling shares.
Basically what they do is they sell like put options, or they borrow what the theory was. And this did not actually happen. So we didn't find out about this until about a month ago, when the SEC investigation concluded on GameStop that it was actually never a short squeeze that happened. It did not happen. The reason GameStop went up was pure price action momentum at the end of the day. What everyone thought was happening was that you had large companies hedging it, basically going, you know what, we're going to buy this many shares at a much lower price or sell them, right? So they hedged the company, and the interest in that was very high. It was over 100% at the time. So more shares than available were being shorted.
Yes.
And so when people start buying the stock and it starts going up, theoretically, that person that is shorting it, in order to protect their investment, would want to buy those shares that they owe at the lowest price possible, right?
Yes.
But when the stock keeps going up rapidly, they have no choice but to keep buying it, which keeps the stock going up, right? Just straight up, because they're trying to cover their ass is what they're doing.
Yes.
But what we ended up finding out was that didn't even happen. So the shorts never covered the position like that. It was just pure momentum from Reddit and the internet, and you just had a lot of people buying it, which is what rocketed it up.
Yeah.
In theory, the shorts just have to wait it out and see where it comes back down to. And they did wait it out long enough to drop back down to like $40 after that first run, then back up, and now it's where it's at now. Yes. But it was never actually a squeeze. Yeah,
It's
it's
insane.
just over 200. And you know, my theory behind the reasoning that GameStop wouldn't go below that 150 mark was that the company, after the stock rose to that occasion and got all of that momentum, is that the company would do something within itself to elevate its worth to match the stock. Now, normally, that's not how it works. The company does something and then the stock price goes to match what the company has done, right? That's generally how
Yeah.
things go down. But since the stock was already, say, 4 times the value of the company, what it should normally be at, they had to do something to tell investors who are holding it to keep holding it. Because if you're holding it based on the hope that it's going to go to $1,000, you're a fucking moron. It's never going to do that unless you keep buying it. And people aren't buying GameStop at $500 a share because it's not worth it. But if the company can do something like enter the e-gaming space, or you know, the online sales, or some other thing that brings more revenue and more value to the business, then people have a more of a chance of holding on to it, which is what they did, which is why GameStop's still up there.
Yeah.
You know, it
Oh.
should have fell.
Yep. What about AMC?
AMC is the same thing. So the same thing happened. It was just pure momentum, and people are holding on to it, which is why it's staying right where it's at. The problem is that nobody's buying it. So if you want AMC, they keep telling you that AMC is going to squeeze, and it's never going to squeeze. The short interest isn't there. The shares aren't there. And the guys that were preaching, you know, what I realized is that the people on the YouTube that promoted AMC and that still promote it, the reason I know that they don't believe that it's going to go to these prices is because they get asked all the time on their channel, should I buy, you know, 100 strike call options? Well, no, don't do that. Well, why not? You think it's going, you're telling me every day that the squeeze is coming. Why wouldn't I want to buy those? If I bought a 100 strike contract today and fucking tomorrow that thing goes to $100, that contract's going to go up 10,000%. But you're telling me not to buy it, which means you don't believe it's going to happen. And that was a constant narrative all summer. So the people who are buying it or are telling you to buy and hold aren't actually still buying the stock. He's just sitting on his hands, or he's day trading it. You don't see their actual portfolio, and they can make good money trading options on AMC because it moves 5, 6, 8% at a time. But you also haven't seen AMC move between $34 and $44 for 5 months. That's where it trades, right?
Yes.
It's not going to break out. And there's no reason for people to pay more than that for the stock. And honestly, unless the company can do something to elevate its value, there's no reason for it to stay there.
Yeah, I think I remember what was the volume for AMC. I think they were trying to pump out more shares and dilute the stock more.
AMC's average 3-month volume currently trades at 58 million shares. And today's was 25 million. So it's even below the 3-month average. You know, it's just not going to get there. When you look at the daily chart, it's just trading sideways. And they're going to tell you that this is some kind of pattern. Like it's like, I have it drawn on my chart here. Like that's some kind of pennant. The problem with a pennant is the pennant could go as long as you want it to go. You know, it doesn't have to be, well, there's the pennant ends in 4 days. This pennant can go for another friggin' 9 months. And then when it breaks out of the pennant, you know, what's that? $50 at that point? That's nothing. That's not a move worth waiting for. So unfortunately, and actually one of the main YouTubers, Trades, did a video this week, and I watched it because of the title. I don't remember what it was, something about telling people investing, because I think he feels a little bit bad. A lot of people are buying and holding AMC, and it's just sitting in this $38 to $42 range when they could be taking that money and investing it into a company that's actually growing and making money on their investment when they're not making any money right now. They're just sitting there going nowhere. So when you
remember, it's called opportunity cost.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's like I'm watching guys in Discords every day making thousands of dollars. And then meanwhile, you've got people who are sitting there thinking AMC is going to go to $1,000 a share. And that is fucking madness to even consider that. Like,
Yes.
100,000 a share. I remember reading in the comments 100,000 a share, and I'm like, dude, this Berkshire Hathaway prices. This is insane. Like, what makes you think that would ever happen?
Yes. Oh, I had a question. What are your thoughts on holding Apple? Because right now I see a lot of people saying that it's overvalued.
No, Apple's not overvalued. That's crazy. It's crazy to think that. They say that because when you look at Apple's chart, currently.
Yes. 2 trillion market cap, the most
Yeah.
valuable company in the whole world.
It got there. But when you look at what you're buying into, so with a company like Apple, you're not buying into Apple because it has a smartwatch or it has an iMac, right? Apple is a technology company that has its hands in a lot of stuff. It's not just the computer, it's technology, it's software, it's everything else. And going forward, Apple is not stopping. You're not going to see Apple slow down in the least bit. And what's frustrating is you'll see their price move based on like an iPhone release. An iPhone ain't moving shit. Like, let's be honest. It's everything else that they're doing that's moving it. Just like Microsoft. Microsoft's way high and Facebook is way up there and all these companies. But look where they're going. You know, look where they're going as far as how they're going to generate revenue. So I don't think it's overvalued at all. Not the least bit. I mean, I think it's going to keep running. I think Apple within the next 6 months will be at $200 a share. No doubt about
That's
it.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is at over 300 after the split. Pre-split, it was at 700 something dollars. And then it split and it was trading in the twos. And now it's, you know, pushing over 300. It'll be $500 probably 6 months from now too.
Yeah. I was thinking, is Amazon, do you think it's going to split?
I don't know.
Should
I don't know
get
if
some
Amazon will split.
Just in preparation for the split.
Having a stock splitting doesn't necessarily do you any good by owning it, but before the split, because you own the same amount of equity in the company.
Yeah.
The theory behind them splitting it is that it's more affordable for other investors to get skin in the game.
Yes.
You know, now, did we see that happen with Tesla? No, we didn't see that happen. Not for a while, because when Tesla split, it was what, 500, it was like $500 was where it peaked. And then it was back down into like the high threes. I think 380 is where it went down to. And then in the fours. And now Tesla's back over $1,000. People have no problem buying Tesla. And they're buying the shit out of Tesla right now. I don't think that the split necessarily, I mean, maybe it makes it more affordable, but the people buying it currently don't care that it's $3,600 a share. You know, it's not, we know Amazon's not going away anytime soon.
Yes.
It's like one of those companies that's too big to fail at this point. So I don't know. As far as long-term holds, Amazon's good. Apple, Microsoft, Facebook with this Meta thing is probably a decent investment too. I don't see them doing anything but printing money. And keep in mind, Facebook's platform, Facebook does not pay anybody on its platform. It's just a straight money machine. You know, unlike Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok or YouTube, where the creators have a fund where they're making money for being on it, you will never be paid by Facebook to do anything.
That makes sense.
You will only ever pay them for services. So I don't see them going down. And with the metaverse, that is allowing them to take money from other venues and transact it through there and get a cut out of it.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
Yeah.
So there's no way that anything's stopping Facebook. I think it's going to go straight up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I guess if in that sense, investing in Apple, Amazon will pretty much return at least, would you say like 20% at least per year?
Oh, well, it's hard to say after coming off of what we just came off of, because last year, I have a hard time even watching the earnings calls when they go, oh, well, year over year increase. Well, yeah, no shit. You were closed last year. So it's like 600% higher than it was revenue because nothing was open for a lot of these companies. They got hammered so hard. So I would say year over year, you should be, you know, a 10% growth is probably a good average. And if you see something progress that boosts them, then sure, you know, there's no reason that it wouldn't be more than that. But, you know, something else that you could invest in is something like the S&P 500. That thing is just a rocket ship straight up. There's no stopping that either. And that's a safer bet even. And I want to say investing in the S&P is a solid like 8% or 10% year over year. So.
Well, that's the interesting part, because when I look at S&P 500 and then I look at Amazon, let's say 5 years ago, five years ago, I felt like Amazon was like gonna succeed for sure because they had a really good business model.
Right.
And had I invested all of my money in Amazon, it would have been way better. Same
right.
with like with Apple, because when I know a company is actually good and I see like a real value, like Amazon right now is pretty much majority of households in America need Amazon.
Right.
So it's like no brainer. I think it can outperform the S&P easily. And then I think I remember, what was it? I forgot the name. Buffett,
Yeah, Warren
and
Buffett.
then there is other Peter something, the white haired dude who did the was the manager of hedge fund for forgot forgot the place. But yeah, the main point was that like you don't need to diversify. If you have one single good company that
Peter
has
Schiff.
really good, what?
Peter Schiff. So you're thinking
Yes.
of, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think their point was pretty good that you don't need to diversify. If you have one really good company that you have a really good knowledge about, their products, their business model, like a in-depth knowledge, then
Right.
investing in that would make more sense than trying to like diversify. And their idea on S&P would be is just like if you're never gonna even just like look at a company,
Yeah, that makes sense.
then you invest.
Because
So
you got a
after
company like Tesla that Tesla will drag the S&P all over the place. It does, if Tesla's up, the S&P 500 is up. If Tesla goes down, it's like off the cliff with the S&P. It's Tesla's impact on the S&P 500 is unbelievable to me. It moves it so much. But Tesla's another company that, you know, long term isn't going anywhere but up. Just no way. They're the leader in the EV market. He's also got so much more technology wrapped into Tesla than just cars. So it's straight up. And other ones, you know, you should look into is you know, all of the, not necessarily the EV makers, but the charging companies that are going to provide the infrastructure for them. You know, those are going up over time because they're the ones making the chargers. We keep having cars come out, but where do you plug them in? I drive a Tesla myself. I live in outside of a city of Atlanta, Georgia, and there's 5 superchargers in Atlanta. That's it. 5 stations for the whole city. You know, like where we need more infrastructure. So those companies have to start coming forward. And if they keep pushing EVs like they are, they're going to need the infrastructure. And those are the companies to put it up there.
Yeah. So I guess for me, my thought right now is just like fully either investing in Apple, because I know Apple pretty well. I buy their phone. I have an Apple laptop.
Right.
Yeah, I know the whole reason why I would get it. The next is Amazon. I guess like just focusing fully on Amazon and Apple. I'm just thinking, will it like outperform S&P?
There's I don't know. I mean, how much is the S&P up just this year alone? It was at 2 something, right? Like if I look at the SPY on the daily was at, let's go to 2021. No, right there. So you were at 369, so it's up $100 in a year. So it's up over 25% this year.
Oh, that's insane.
And Amazon is it's not that high up. It was roughly 3,100 up to 37. Let's just call it 31 to 37. That's not as big of a move. I have to do some math.
Like around 600 in terms of proportion. That's
17%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still a chunk for a stock that big. But if you're investing that much into straight equity, 17% is not huge. If you would have invested the same amount of money into leap call options, fucking you'd be up, 80%.
Yeah.
Off the same move. So that's why I say I do like the option chain, because the reward is so much greater if it's a stock that's continually moving that way. It would take a big hit to really knock the option down. And if you're long on them, if you're going to hold the position for a year or longer, you can always roll those options. You could sell it when they're up and roll it into another position if the company starts, or a different company altogether. So that would be a wise move as well if you were looking for a bigger gain.
Yeah. So I guess definitely I have to look into options. So options, I guess the minimum you could buy is like 100, right? Big 100.
Well, what you're doing is you can buy one contract, which controls 100 shares.
Yes.
And depending on how long that is out, like if you were looking, like I said, it added a contract on Amazon. You think, what Amazon's going to be by, let's go to a date here. That makes sense, like a leap. So let's just go to let's say January 2023. So that's just over a year away. And you say Amazon's going to be at $4,000 a share, which is a difference of 25% in 1 year. That contract would cost you about $3,600 for one contract, which isn't, not that crazy. You buy one of them. Not that crazy, right? No, actually it's more than that. 350. No, that's 35,000. My bad. I'm looking at it like, so it's $35,000 to invest in that. That's how much they're banking up on that thing to move. But that'd be a huge investment. The leaps are expensive. But if as it moves up, I don't know what kind of portfolio you're dealing with. You might not want to go out that deep. Go into something that's like maybe 6 months away, more affordable. Then you're then you're down into the more affordable range. But you're talking about a return on 30 grand of 50 to 100%. It's a big return.
Yeah.
But Amazon's also one of the biggest stocks that you could buy a leap on. So yeah, the option chain's gonna be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Apple's much less.
Yeah, I chose Apple because Apple has dividends when compared to Amazon.
Yeah. If you went with Apple, since the price point's so much lower, a leap on Apple would be roughly, $2,000. So you could buy an Apple leap, and that's not even, if you just went even, look at that, even one of those $750 for a 200 call option a year from now is not that bad. They're saying Apple moves 20% over a year period.
On average.
Yeah, and you could honestly, like I said, you don't have to hold that the whole time. If that contract goes up 20%, you could sell it if Apple starts having a decrease and then rebuy that option, roll it into another one, and really make significant investment gains. So I would definitely do your research and look into it.
Yeah, I'm going to look into options. Before, I didn't check so much. I thought more of like long-term hold and don't try. What are your thoughts on day trading? So
I love it. I love it. It's super addictive. It's a lot of fun. And I've made a bunch of money and I've lost all that money. So I've done both, man. And it is so, here's the thing that I would recommend anyone who wants to get into it is to paper trade, on Thinkorswim or Webull or something where you're not using real money. You're just using simulated money, because if you're day trading options, they are so volatile and you got to know when to get out. But if you're trading equity, it's less volatile, but options is, I watch the guys do it every day on the Discord. I watch them live and they make crazy money. And I've done it. I've made 10 grand in a day in 2 hours day trading, 400 contracts at a time. You buy them up at 50 cents and they move 5 cents, man. I crush it.
That's on day trading. I heard like almost like 99% of day traders lose money.
You know why they lose money? Because they're chasing a gain that is attainable, but also unrealistic. So if you want to say, I want to get 100% every day, 100% trade. I couldn't tell you how many 100% plus trades I've hit. A lot of them. But the problem is when you go deep like I did, 200 contracts at $100 a contract, so you're 20 grand in it. When that contract moves down 20 cents, you lose a lot of money real fast. And then what you don't want to do is, it's hard to take that loss and move on. And you need to just take that L and go, all right, well, I'm not going to come back to that. We're going to lose like $1,000 or $2,000 and we're going to go do something else. But we end up chasing it and going, all right, we're going to wait. It's going to come back and turn around, and it doesn't. And now we're down 50%. Now we're down $10,000, And so that's where I watch guys that day trade and they're in and out real fast. They make $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 on a quick trade, and then they don't re-enter that trade. So the ones that I see that are successful have a smaller percentage goal to hit. And then on days that are risky, they only trade with, say, 10% of their portfolio is all they use for day trading. The other 90% they don't use at all, or they're in a long position. So the problem is that when you start off with $1,000, when you're down 20%, you're only down $200. and you get used to that. And when you get up to $20,000 and you're down 20%, you're like, well, it's only 20%, but it takes, you don't realize that if you're down 4,000 on 20 grand and you start at 16, now you need to get, 40% on the next trade to get back to where you started. So,
Yes. Yeah.
the uphill is much harder to go up, but I see him very successful. I follow a lot of guys that are very successful in it.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. For me, so far, it made a lot of sense because one of the arguments against day trading was that the odds of you winning one time, let's say it's 50%, right? The odds of you getting two trades win, then it goes lower.
That depends. Depends on how long you hold them. Like I said, it really comes down to, a lot of guys will tell you the psychological aspect of trading is real, because I've had trades where I bought 200 contracts on a stock, and every time it moves a penny, that's $200. So I buy them at 50 cents. I should sell them at 54 cents, but I want to wait till it gets to 60 cents, right? Because why not? And it might get to 58. And then guess what happens? We get a big red candle and now it's 48. And you're like, oh, well, shit. Now I'm holding it. I was already green. I was already up $800.
Yes.
And I didn't sell it.
Yeah.
And now I'm down $600.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, shit. So the guys that I follow, they'll wait. They'll get that small move and they'll just cash out. All right, I'm up 10%. That's good. And then they'll move to another stock. They'll take that shit off their watch list altogether if it doesn't meet the criteria, so that they don't get those. And you do get some losing trades, but these guys aren't trading they're not that deep into them. And that's why they're successful. But when you can only afford 4 contracts, man, that's all you got. You're going to wait it out, because it's not worth selling those and burning a day trade for $12.
Yes.
So that's why they're not successful.
The bigger ones have bigger margins that they trade.
Correct. Yeah.
Not necessarily that they're not leveraging, because they're just using 10%.
Right. Yeah. So if they call out an option that's like, all right, I'm going to buy this option at $2, and then they close, they might buy 3 contracts, so $600, and then it goes up 20%, they cash out. But you only bought one at $200, so you only made $20. This guy made $100, you made 20. And you're like, well, I want to make $100, so why don't I just wait and see if that goes up more than that? And then it ends up getting murked by, some BS in the market, and then you just don't recover. So those guys, and keep in mind, you can make 10% on a trade and an options trade real fast, like within minutes. And if you do that 10%, 10 times a day, you've hit 100% on whatever small portion of your account you're trading with.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing. They're just getting these small little hits, and they're not waiting. You could trade the S&P 500 options all day and make money both ways, up and down all day long, if you watch them. But you have to be watching them like a hawk. I literally drove yesterday. I was up $100 on some SPY contracts. I drove in my car for 12 minutes to my destination, and I was down 35% when I got there. So I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you got to sit there and you got to watch it, because sometimes they just go south so fast and it's so frustrating. But it's a fun ride. And if you've got enough in your account where you can day trade, without penalty, then that's great. And if not, then you just do it, 3 times a week that you get 3 day trades, and you just, I always tell people that want to do it, like, follow someone that does it, follow a Discord, and just have a small objective.
Yep.
So
maybe I was thinking, what's your YouTube channel? It
is, I'll show, I'll put a link up here. It's Planet Podcast. I do live stream the stock market almost every day.
Yeah.
As well. And I post, I stream audio from the Discords I'm in, and I post their call outs and stuff so that people can watch them as well, because I like to just spread the knowledge that everyone has. Not everybody has access to them, but my channel is here if you'd like to see it. And I've got all kind of videos on there about stocks and what goes on in the market and other stuff, political content, comedy and stuff. So
I'll give you a sub.
Appreciate it. I got like 6,400 or something.
Yeah. You'll get there. Like, when did you start?
I have had this channel for about 2 years, But for the first year and a half, I just ran it as a clips channel for a comedy podcast. And I've really only been full-time kind of doing streaming and content for about the last 2 months. So it's been a slow
You grew
growth.
pretty fast. Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It
it'll
wasn't
be
bad.
worth it.
You know,
I see it's gonna be worth it because all of your content pretty much is what's called passive.
yeah.
Once
Yeah.
you make it, it just stays there.
Yeah. And I try to diversify. I talk about all kinds of stuff on this channel that just stuff that I find interesting. You know, watch it, don't watch it, don't care. Just so. But I do find investing interesting and talking about it in crypto and entrepreneurship. I run a clothing brand as well, print t-shirts.
Do
So
you make them yourself or do you
I do.
outsource?
no, I make them all here. Make them myself. I do DTG, direct to garment printing.
Oh, that's pretty
So
cool.
I sell a bunch on Amazon and Etsy and stuff like that. So
Is it profitable, like printing your own shirt?
yeah, it's profitable.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah, you can make good money printing t-shirts. Look at this,
Yeah, is
man.
it just
Everyone wears a shirt. Like everyone's got, and most people have more than one t-shirt. So
yeah, no, but it's just like convincing them to buy one additional T-shirt.
yeah, I guess my brand is based off of like tough people. My brand, t-shirt brand is TMF Apparel. Stands for Tough Motherfucker. So I do follow guys like David Goggins and Jocko Willink and just tough dudes. And
Okay.
that's kind of the idea behind it. But I sell all kind of stuff, fun shirts and comedy shirts and just whatever, you know, it's good
Okay.
times.
Yep. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for the information.
Yeah, absolutely,
Absolutely.
man. Good luck. Black cane.
Tell me a joke.
Tell you a joke. Pick a topic. Pick a topic for a joke.
A dad joke.
A dad joke?
Yeah.
Dude, you would think I would know a lot. I'm a dad, but I don't really know too many good dad jokes, to be honest with you.
You're a YouTuber?
Yeah, I do some YouTube from time to time.
What's your YouTube thing?
It's Planet Podcast. There. I do like a stream about investing, entrepreneurship, social climate, current events, stuff like that. Sometimes comedy. I have a podcast on that we did a bunch of comedy on
Like
as
this?
well.
Like this? Like this?
Yeah, Planet Podcast. That's me
Okay.
for sure.
Okay, tell me a joke.
I'll tell you a joke. It's hard to do jokes on the internet like this on Omegle. But I'll tell you a good premise for a joke that I haven't done at open mic yet. But a friend of mine, he is a little older than me, and he fell down on his luck. He was homeless, and his car broke down, and so he didn't have a car, so he was walking to work. And he said he felt embarrassed that he had to walk to work. The people would recognize him on the street and see that he was down on his luck and feel bad for him, right? And I thought to myself, it's funny because when I drive down the road, I see people that are walking with a bag or a backpack, and I'm like, man, that sucks. I hope they figure it out. But if you see somebody jogging down the road, you look at them a lot different, don't you? They got no shirt on, they're moving fast. You're like, they're getting in fucking shape. Now I feel fat and lazy driving my car down the street. And the only difference is one of them's got their shirt off and they're moving quicker. So if you want to significantly better your outcome and the way people perceive you, just get half naked and start running.
Bro,
Makes sense. Yeah, think about it. You ever seen somebody just walking down the road and thought, man, they're not doing great? They need a car, they need a ride. But you see somebody jogging, you're like, shit, I need to jog. I'm over here eating potato chips. They're getting healthy, they're in shape, they're fit. The only difference, half naked, moving a little quicker. Can significantly improve your predicament.
there's not that many people on here.
Nah, Amigo's kind of, look, it says 39,000 people. I don't believe that. I don't know what they're talking about. Sometimes comedy comes up, mostly political trolls. A lot of those I come across. So
How's your day?
today, yeah, honestly, it was all right. I woke up kind of in a funk. I had I had a kind of a big stressor in my life, and I was trying to figure out a way around it. But I got up and moving, and it's all right. Not the worst day. I've had better, but could have been worse.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. Every day is a new day, buddy. Every day can be the next day could be the best day of your life. So I wake up every day. All right, we'll move on. That guy was less exciting. Whoa, what's up, man? You can't see nothing. What you investing in over there?
I don't believe in money.
Awesome. I don't believe in money.
Hey man, how's it going?
What's up, buddy?
Nothing much, just hanging out, enjoying myself. How about yourself?
Yeah, kind of the same. Just bored and looking for fun conversations.
I understand that, dude.
Yeah.
How have you been? How's your day been?
Today was a little bit of a roller coaster. I've honestly had a lot of depression lately and a lot of stress in my life. So I woke up thinking about that and then just had to, just had to go through some thoughts and just get up and going, but could have been worse. Didn't end bad.
I hear that. I sympathize with that.
Yeah. Yep, you got froze up, buddy. You straight frozen. Man, oh man. What happened to our boy here?
I guess I'll keep talking.
Oh,
until I
there
get
you
to-
go.
Okay, sweet, awesome.
There you
Cool.
go. All right.
I was taught a little phrase that may help with that. It's I was told water off a duck's back.
Water off a duck's back.
Yeah, it just comes off. There's more stuff that'll keep going. It'll continue to be on there.
Usually what I do is I pull up some Joe Rogan motivation clips on YouTube, some compilations, and I listen to those. Reminds me
Yeah.
like that everyone's been there, like thing is you just got to get up and get moving, but sometimes you need a reminder, like not every day is going to be a good day. Some days are just going to suck, but you just got to get up and just get out of that mindset. And it's tough. Like I just had a lot of stress on my mind. And sometimes, you wake up and all of the things are just piling on at once. And you just gotta give it time to just sort itself out.
I know exactly what you mean.
So
Have you ever heard the Frank Sinatra song "That's Life"?
yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
I take inspiration from that with my day-to-day struggles.
There you
There's
go.
some people that want to shoot you down, and then you get back up and you high fly, and it's going to happen again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a quote in there that Rogan says. He goes, "You know what? I love a good success story, but what I like more than that is a man who got beat down, lost everything, and then figured it out and became successful. I like that story better." And yeah, it happens to all of us. We get beat down.
Yeah, God, there's this cheesy test.
Yeah, you froze up again there, champ. Got my dog barking in the background. I'll wait you out. You got some internet connectivity problems. We'll wait it out. You got nothing better to do. You'll pop back up there, maybe. Maybe not. Oh, we lost him. That's a bummer. He was looking, he's going to be a fun one. We got some internet issues, man. People they don't have good internet connections. Comedy. All right. That's what's up. Back to back. World War champs. I like it.
Fuck yeah.
I like it. That's what's up. You got a fucking winter hat on inside. What's up with that?
I just like it, you know.
What's it say?
It's a CCM hockey brand.
Okay, CCM hockey. So you play hockey?
Yeah.
I played hockey when I was a kid. My dad still plays hockey. He's 70 years old. Still plays
yeah,
hockey.
Dude, that's what's up. I fucking love people.
He's played hockey for like 55 fucking years.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, he still plays ice hockey, man. It's crazy.
That's gonna be me.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing. I mean, I live in the South, so I just grew out of it.
You want to hear some crazy shit?
What's that?
I used to live in Michigan, but I moved to Texas, and I still play fucking hockey.
Yeah, they got ice rinks out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but
yeah, not a lot. That's the same here. They didn't have a lot, and it's honestly the leagues are kind of a shit show.
Dude,
but
yeah. And the refs, half of them haven't even played hockey.
Yeah.
So they don't fucking know.
I used to ref ice hockey. I ref when I was a kid. I used to ref like the kids' games and stuff. Went through the whole like, to be a ref league bullshit. And then my dad refed ice hockey for a long time.
Just to pick up kids.
I think we got paid maybe like, this was about 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So it was probably like $15 to $18 a game.
So about like 3 years ago, my buddies were like, they were reffing, and they would literally all they would do is ref to like the little
yeah sprites, man, sprites or something, or squirts or whatever.
All you did was walk around, pick them up, and get them back on their feet, and you get paid.
There you go. It was a good gig, man. I mean, I'd probably do like 2 or 3 games on like a Sunday morning, and you'd make like $50-$60. I think I was like 13 at the time, so that's a pretty good deal.
Dude, some of those dads would pay you extra. Like our buddies got paid pretty well doing that.
Hockey's a real underrated sport in America. We don't see a lot of. It's not a lot of backing behind hockey at all. I think there was even I think my high school had a hockey team toward the end of my time in high school. They had a hockey team.
Dude, I live in Texas, and my school has a hockey team.
No shit. That's what's up. That's what's up.
It's pretty fucking sick, dude.
I ain't mad at that. I mean, look, it's a legitimate sport. They should have a team if there's ice rink. Fuck.
The crazy thing about it is like our school doesn't even know they have a hockey team, and like they don't show any fucking support about they don't give a shit about it besides say it on the announcements.
So that's pretty much America. All of America. Like most states, they don't even know they have a hockey team. They're like, we got what? Unless you're like up north. Yeah, if you're up north.
Bro, it's badass.
Yeah. My uncle lives in Chicago. I'm from Chicago. He still has Blackhawks season tickets. He goes like every game. But outside of like the 6 states up north, people don't give a shit about hockey.
You know what locker boxing is?
No.
Where you put on helmet and gloves, just beat the shit out of each other.
Okay, I mean that makes sense.
Dude, I did that last Wednesday. I had practice and I beat the fucking shit out of this kid.
Okay. There you go. I mean, look, that's like one of the only sports you're allowed to fight for a little while.
But you can't even fight in our league, so that's the best
thing. I mean, yeah, I see that. Yeah, kids. I'd be having kids fighting, man, and it ain't good.
Well, so my buddy got in a fight recently. He got suspended for a game.
Yeah, I mean, that's hockey, though.
He fought 4 people.
Just hockey, man. Just fun. Just fun stuff. No other sport lets that happen. Just hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crypto. All right. That's what's up.
Oh, my God.
Nope. No crypto. Lame. No topic. Okay. Nothing.
Hello.
Oh, goodness. Comedy. All right.
Yes, I got a great joke for your ass.
Oh.
It's kind of dark.
It's hard to do good jokes on Omegle.
I fucking know. It's basically like a bland bitch at a fucking Wendy's. I would take the number 2, bitch.
Okay. What's the joke?
Shit, what's the similarities between an orphan kid's parents and God?
Orphan kids, parents, and God. This is either going to be a death. It's probably going to be some kind of death joke, but
It's not death,
not
I can tell
death.
you that.
I mean, they both don't exist, but other than that, the orphan parents kid, they did technically exist. So you got that. They were real at one point. So they're not really similar. They're different.
Hold on, let me get to.
Okay.
They heard about it, but they sure hell can't fucking see him.
Okay. I like it. Learn about them, can't see them.
It's on the same premise.
It's on the same premise. It's not bad. It's not bad. I can get behind that.
Yeah,
I can get behind that.
See, more my type of comedy is just saying random dumb shit and doing voice impressions. Like, oh my god, Brittany, a fat bitch with a dildo so far her ass is falling down the stairs. Something like that.
Okay.
But more crazier.
Okay. I like dark humor. I like one of my favorite comedians is Anthony Jeselnik, so I'm all for it, you know? The darker the better.
Kill Tony.
Kill Tony, he's not that dark. He's edgy.
He just says fucked up shit, though.
Yeah, he says fucked up shit, but his humor's not really. It's
that
like
dark.
Yeah, if you were to go to just a Tony Hinchcliffe show, I don't think it would be as funny as Anthony Jeselnik's show is brilliant from start to finish. The redirects are amazing, but you know, I like dark comedy. I like stuff that's just like stupid, funny, offensive.
Shit, who does? I somehow desensitized a 30-year-old on this app.
You can't desensitize somebody.
Yes, I have. The shit I have said, me and this man literally talked for hours about fucking German porn. Like, it sounds worse than German rape. Like, imagine getting hate fucked in the German language.
Yeah, it would sound the same. It's just getting regular fucked.
Yes, one's regular fucked and one's fucking nice guy.
Yeah, that's true. It would sound about the same. I don't think there'd be much difference. It'd be hard to tell. You'd be like, I don't really know what to do here. That'd be, you know, Kyle Rittenhouse would have a hard time picking which one to shoot. That's for sure.
Hey, bro, can I shout out my YouTube channel?
Of course.
I'm DeadX127. I stream, I do vlogs.
You said DeadX? Like DeadX? Like that?
Yep.
DeadX127.
Yeah,
okay.
I just say stupid shit.
I mean, that's as long as you enjoy it, then someone else will enjoy it.
I love doing what I do. I love entertaining.
There you go. How old are you?
I am 14.
Okay, right on.
Shit.
Right on. You could do that shit all day.
I remember I met this girl in a game lobby. Guess who she met?
Who?
She's like a 30-year-old woman, like in her late 30s. Fucking George Carlin.
George Carlin?
Yes.
Where did she meet George Carlin?
After a fucking
Right now, she's met him in heaven.
Yeah.
Just so we're on the same page. She was not alive.
No, this was like she said this was like a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I believe she said her nieces and nephews went to the same school as his nieces and nephews and shit. I'm like,
I mean, it's possible.
Ain't that one hell of a coincidence?
That's possible.
Shit.
Right on. So, do you want to do stand up when you are able to?
Yeah, when I'm fucking able to. When I'm not baby faced as fucking.
Right.
Sorry, you're a little too young to be on here. You cannot be saying big words and bad words.
Right. Bad words, of course.
As I will say, shove a dildo up your ass and walk 10 feet.
There you go. Yeah, I did open mics for about 2 years out here in Atlanta, and before the COVID thing happened, and then the open mic scene kind of dissipated. It's fun, man. You meet a lot of good people, and you know, there's something about being up there that's just there's nothing else like it. Nothing else like being on stage.
To me.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you know, you could be a good storyteller. You could be a good shot comic. You could be whatever, and you know, you don't have to conform to anything. You just be yourself, and it's good. It's a good time, man. Definitely don't let anyone tell you anything different. There's nothing like being a stand-up comedian at all.
The closest thing to stand-up I have ever done was at this barbershop I used to work at, and all I did was say stupid shit, and it would get everyone in there laughing while I'm sweeping up while the other two barbers are doing all their shit.
Yeah,
I should bring a mic. This is how you should say like some kiddish shit like why the chicken crossed the road, and if someone says get off the stage, I'll say, hey, go fuck yourself, essay, something like that.
Hey, you gotta have a better comeback than that. But
Yeah, I know.
you know, when you're doing
He said
comedy,
that, like, that would not work. That's
the thing
not gonna
about
work.
the thing about doing stand up is that, you know, just because it worked tonight don't mean it worked tomorrow night. Like
Yes.
it's always a different crowd of
You
people.
come up with something new.
Yeah, well, or I wouldn't even say you have to come up with something new. You just have to understand that you're never telling the same joke to the same person. It's always different people, and just because they didn't laugh doesn't mean the joke's not funny. It just means that maybe those people aren't into that type of humor. So I watched a lot of kids and a lot of guys go up to open mics and just eat shit. And honestly, if you eat shit like 4 or 5 weeks in a row with the same joke, maybe the joke's not that great. But
Yeah, try something new.
yeah, most open mics are really, you're just performing for a bunch of other comedians who are trying to be funny, and they don't generally, you know, they're dissecting the joke. They're not really just taking
Like
it
trying
in.
to fucking piece it together as a puzzle.
Yeah, I used to just do. I never really wrote down material. I would have a premise, and then I would go up there and I would just wing it, and I had more fun doing that than anything else. And it was, you know, the guys who really studied jokes line for line, I feel like it just wasn't natural, and you could tell they were really trying to memorize the joke, and if they stumbled, it really bothered them, and then the crowd ate them up. So you just got, sometimes you, man, look, I'm a middle-aged white dude in Georgia, and I would go to these open mics. One of them was at a hookah lounge. It was close by my house.
Jesus Christ, I
And it was there'd be about 15 black guys up in there just who are not there, man. They are not there for comedy. They're there to fucking smoke hookahs and look at bitches.
And now look at a pale white ass.
And we're doing a stand-up comedy show, and you're like, man, this is a tough room. Like, what am I gonna say that's gonna make this dude laugh? So it was tough, man. And sometimes you just be up there and you're like, fucking gonna eat shit for like the next 90 seconds.
For an hour.
Yep. And then I would come back every week, man. Week after week, I go back to that bitch. I'm like, I'm gonna say something one day that's gonna get this dude to laugh. And you know, there'd be like 2 white dudes, me and one other white dude that would show up to this thing, and
You're like, hi, motherfucker, that's fucking funny.
we're like, well, here we go. Buckle up, motherfucker.
Hey, Millie, this motherfucker.
You're like, if y'all don't laugh, look, you tell them. You go, look, we got 2 choices. You can laugh, or I can say the N-word. Which is going to be?
Which one? We can play Russian roulette today.
Yeah. Either
Laugh
way,
today or say the
look,
N-word.
man. Either way, show goes bad.
Shit, what? No, it doesn't go bad. It goes get down the drain.
Yeah, well,
you
you
say
know.
that where your ass is not coming out there and
Yeah.
your life.
Hey, you know, we're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be a good time. One way or another, I'm famous.
I remember one time I tried to appeal to a white audience. Did not fucking work.
Oh no, didn't work.
I live in the Jamaican and Trinidadian Muslim area.
No, it's not gonna work
Mostly
so good.
black area, and I'm the only Latino white kid that lives around here.
Right? Okay.
Everyone knows me, so if I crack a joke, it's about to be poverty, fucked up shit, or a crackhead that's doing some dumb shit.
Okay.
If I talk about that in the suburbs, they're going like, "Oh my God, Karen, I cannot believe he speak that foul language around."
Nah, it could be. Yeah, white people have this thing about cuss words. I don't understand it. It's just words,
What?
but
Shit, George Carlin said shit, ass, titties, piss.
all of them. He loved them. He loved all the bad words.
Look at fucking Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
He had a great. Well, he had to stop saying that word after he went to Africa. Well, because shit, I'm not gonna say, but everyone knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Are you streaming right now, bro?
Yeah, my channel's up. I'm just bullshitting.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, people. Look at it. I'm not trying to get canceled today. The 30-year-old, he's trying to get canceled for shit like that. Not for my dumbass, because he wants to talk to a horny ass 14-year-old over German porn. Literally, he stated that to me. He says, I'm not trying to get canceled because your ass and not trying to have some sexual assault charge. I'm not trying to get canceled for that. I'm trying to get canceled for the racism, not your ass.
Makes sense. Makes sense. We're running into some interesting people out here.
That's one of the worst things to get canceled for.
It's hard, cancel culture's it's having a hard time canceling people
It's
lately.
a bitch. Just fucking all I have to say. Fucking stop, get the fuck off Twitter, masturbate and smoke some weed.
Get off Twitter.
It's the cheat code for life and play some video games.
Okay, play some video
Play some video
games.
games. Biden play some video games. Everyone play video games, even the bitches that hate video games. Smoke a blunt. Shit.
Play video games.
Just do something to de-stress.
something.
Masturbate. Shit. Have an orgy.
Do something. All right. I ain't mad at it.
Who can be
mad
mad
at
at it? It's just life.
It's just life. People only talk about it.
Shit, Romans fucking had sex orgies on Christmas. Hey, why not do it? Stick your dick in another man's one.
That was a different life. A different
life,
world.
different time, but we can recreate that.
Yeah, man, you could probably
stick
find
your
some
dick in
people.
drywall. Hey, if you really want to test the water, stick your dick in drywall. Just punch a hole in that bitch and just start going ham. Fucking excellent.
I don't know about all that. You might run into some wires, some loose screws.
Oh, you're talking to a man that has therapy. You're kind of fucked.
There you go. All right, buddy, I'm going to move on. I got a few more to go, and then I'm going to bed. So good luck to you out there on your comedy venture. Don't give up. Keep on trucking, man.
I do music, too. I do a
Good,
bunch
man.
of
Do all of it. Post it all on the internet. Someone will love
yes.
it.
I thought about doing OnlyFans.
I mean, you know, you could do OnlyFans.
Hey,
A couple years.
here's a little hint, people.
There you go. I don't understand feet, but I told my girlfriend to make feet NFTs. They probably sell better. No one's doing it. They're buying apes. They're buying gorillas. They're buying shit. Man, put feet up there. Just make pixelated feet.
Come on, pixelated feet. Anything
Makes
will
sense.
do.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. I haven't seen one yet. You had a whole series
I
of just
have.
weird feet. NFTs.
Sadly, if you go on 4chan or Reddit and just put on feet, you're about to see some weird shit.
Yeah, but not NFT feet. NFTs.
You just gave me a fucking business venture.
It's a good
Dress
idea.
us.
NFT
Well,
feet, man.
We're doing all racist type of feet.
There you go.
Black,
All of
white,
them.
Chinese, and everything.
Yeah, just all kind of different feet.
German, just get the same white girl.
Fair enough. All right, man. Good luck to you.
Adios, bro. Hey.
Comedy. Another comedy. All right. That's what's up.
Oh, I'm in comedy tech. I didn't knew that.
It says you both like comedy, so that's the topic of
Yes,
conversation.
sir. Yeah, I added that topic way back. What is
Oh.
this? Road to 10,000 subscriber. Okay. What kind of videos do you make, sir?
I do investing videos, stock market videos, current events, entrepreneurship.
Sir, please explain me about NFT.
I understand the NFT scene,
Yes.
and I also don't. I don't understand how people are selling NFTs with no inherent value to them. Just a picture. I
My
do
question is,
understand.
like NFT simply refers to the images, right? Then
Yes and
anyone
no.
can sell that.
Well,
Anyone can make an art and sell it.
yes and
How
no.
do they determine the value?
The value is if you own the original. So there are some that have inherent value, like the Bored Ape Club, where if you own one of those NFTs, it gives you access to certain events. As long as you own it, you have access to certain people or certain events or certain products. That's kind of the inherent value to the NFT world. I do not understand why you would buy just the image just to have the image with no inherent
Yes.
value. But like Gary Vaynerchuk's NFTs have maybe once a year, 12 people that own them will get to have dinner with Gary Vaynerchuk, for 2 hours, which is worth
Yes, sir.
something. So I understand that, but outside of that, just like making a whole bunch of cows and selling them, I don't know why you'd want to own these artworks that are honestly, most of them are pretty juvenile. So, all right, well, he's gone. One on NFTs out the door. Crypto. Crypto is pretty popular. People like talking about crypto. But no cam, no person, no crypto. Nothing. I should put music in there, maybe. I like music. What you got over there? Whole bunch of something happening. Gaming. Weird. You look out at the ceiling. Go straight up. What's up? You don't have a topic. No topic at all. I'm gonna guess the topic is.
Fuck you, mom. Fuck
Nah,
you.
that's not the topic. It's not very good. I'm gonna guess the topic
You're ugly.
is
You're ugly.
popcorn ceilings. Probably. Or maybe unibrows. Unibrows, that's probably part of it. Could be. What do you think about that one? No, not unibrows? Damn. Well, all right. How about bad hair day? Good hair day. 6 fingers. 6-finger death punch. That's 5. You need one more. Come on. I see you need one more. That's the wrong finger. If you're going to use a middle finger and you've got 5 and you need one more, you would use the middle finger. I'm trying to teach you something. You're going to learn something today about comedy, about a good joke setup, premise, and
Shut up.
maybe something to cover that light. Hmm. I realized I could actually make myself a floating head, and that could be funny. I need to match your vibe. Here we go. Boom. That's better. Now we have the same screen with the same person. Twins. We're twinning. Yeah, you're back. What's up? Back again. Yeah, I got a bunch of them. I got a bunch of backgrounds. Look at that. Ready. Bam! Free as fuck. What you know about that? Yeah, fuck yeah. I got them all. Oh boy. I'm getting tired. Every 2 hours. Yeah, I was. We need another topic. Oh man. I'm getting sleepy. Too loud, man. Maybe we should look up another topic here. Hmm. Mhm. Nope, nobody there.
Is this being recorded?
No,
Totally.
totally. You got crypto on there, huh?
Yeah.
You like cryptocurrencies or no, don't like them?
I've lost a lot, but
You lost a lot?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like trading crypto because the volatility is too much for me. I don't like how they just rug pull crypto for no reason at all.
I have it for long term right now.
You have what now?
It's a long term investment for me.
What coin do you invest in?
My worst is Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum Classic, but I have a bunch of small coins and the big main ones like Ethereum, Bitcoin.
Right.
There's this new one that. Are you sure it's not being recorded?
Yeah, I'm not recording anything. I'm just chilling.
Why do you have this background?
It's just my background.
Why are you so serious? And why are you so?
Here you go. How about that? Is that better? Well, I use I don't have a camera on my laptop, so I have a GoPro for my webcam. And then I mean, this is just how I talk. I'm just not crazy. Like most people on this app. Yeah. Yeah, I think if you were to take $50 and to put it into like some really small coins, altcoins, and just let it ride, and one of them will hit eventually. You know? I think that's a better play. Bitcoin costs too much money to really make a difference in most people's portfolio. If you put $1,000 in Bitcoin, what's going to go up like 8-9%, maybe 10%? That's not a lot. On Bitcoin has not gone up 70% since July. Not actual Bitcoin. In July, that would be pre-July then. Let's see. Where's BTC? BTC. I don't think it went that low. I mean, it did have a good dip. It was 42,000, and yeah, I guess July it was at like 32. Okay, that's not the worst. Not the worst entry. I just don't see it getting to 100,000 anytime soon. I think it's just gonna keep going up and down in the space until the only way it's gonna get there is if it has more of a utility, like you can use it for stuff. But do what? That's pretty loud. I think here's a question about, since you're like crypto. So people want you to use Bitcoin, right? They want you to like use it as a form of payment or like money. You're not going to be, eventually the idea is you're not going to buy and trade it. You're going to use it. So there's no reason to continuously trade it. But let's just say for conversational purposes, you wanted to buy a banana. And today a banana is, we're just going to say 1 Bitcoin because math is easier. Right? And today Bitcoin is called, let's say Bitcoin is up worth 10 Bitcoin. 1 banana is 1 Bitcoin. Tomorrow Bitcoin goes to 12 Bitcoin. Does the price of the banana increase from 1 Bitcoin to 1.2 Bitcoin? You follow what I'm saying? What I'm trying to, in terms of a use per se, because let's say the banana's value did not go up because Bitcoin went up. The banana is still a banana, right? The supply and demand hasn't changed, but so is now the banana is worth less money because the currency is worth more money. We don't have that issue currently with our current monetary system. We just have everything goes up, but the money value stays the same, but the other shit goes up. They don't go up together, right? Like if you woke up with $1 in your wallet today, tomorrow you're not going to wake up with $1.25 because the value of the dollar went up, but the banana might be $1.25 because inflation. But with Bitcoin, the banana's price might stay kind of the same, but now Bitcoin's worth way more. So does the banana worth less because the money's worth more money? That's the problem that I see with the utilization of it as a currency in the long term. In the USD, well, they used to say that the annual rate of inflation was like 2%. Right now, we're on target for 9% year over year at the moment. As of October's CPI data was 0.9% month over month, which would equate to 9%, which is fucking crazy. Yeah, I just think it would be difficult for products and services to fluctuate with this. It would have to fluctuate with it. And that would be just so many moving variables that we don't have now. We have price changes in products based on supply and demand, but our money doesn't change. You know, you don't wake up tomorrow and have more money in your bank account than you had the day before. But in Bitcoin, you would have more money, you would have more or less. I mean, I think about like when they announced over there in what's that country? The country that just went to like Bitcoin and USD, El Salvador. I think it was El Salvador did that like 2 months ago, and then Bitcoin crashed 20% the next day, which would have effectively, if their entire GDP was in Bitcoin, they would have lost 20% of their gross national product overnight, which is crazy. You know, that's part of an issue that we have yet to really address the crypto market as far as using it as a worldwide currency. We're not there by any means, but the people who highly back it, that is where they foresee it going. But it would take so much to get there. It would be kind of crazy. It'd probably take longer than that. I would say longer than that because in order for that to happen, we have to have big changes in our federal government, and the people in our government are too fucking old to understand what's happening. So you're gonna have to filter out some old people and get some people in there who understand it and can explain it to each other and explain it to, you know, you got to get it through Congress. Congress is full of people like 60 years and older. They're not fucking worried about Bitcoin. They got dollars and bonds and fucking CDs and shit. You know, they're not worried about Bitcoin. They don't understand it. So you're going to have to get those old minds out of there to progress forward. Just watch one C-SPAN show and you're like, what are y'all? Half of them are asleep. No bullshit. They're just sleeping in Congress. You're like, what is happening? So I think it will take longer. That's the idea. But the problem is that right now, how much of the population do you think owns cryptocurrency in, say, America? What percentage of the population owns some form of crypto? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer. I have to Google it. But I'll bet you it's less than 10. I'll bet you it's less than 10%. Yeah. I know far more people that have no idea how to buy it or own any of it than that do. Let's see. Percentage of the United States. I don't even know where they'd even get this fucking statistic. It says some 13% of Americans have bought or sold a crypto. But maybe. Well, everyone's probably heard of it, but have they bought it? Yeah. Yeah, so not bad. I mean, I typed it in and I got 6 different answers on the first page. So, you know, you need to get to a lot more than that. But eventually it could get there. In order for it to go up, people have to be willing to buy it at the price. And honestly, I feel like the price is so high that it deters a lot of people from buying it.
But like,
I'm just going to put this one back on. Hold on. Move this thing. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. True. That's true. They don't know why they're doing it at all, which is not ideal. Not ideal in the least bit. And honestly, that thing's probably not going up. So there's that. It's just going way down.
Kuma Inu. It's like another coin they've started. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of them. I mean, they're the problem is that there's no liquidity to the coin. So you got people that are in there like, oh, I'm a millionaire, but they can't sell it because there's no buyers for it. There's no liquidity.
Really? They can't sell it?
Yeah, that's what happens with a lot of those that are like 0.0000001, and then they go up to, you know, a couple more, but there's no liquidity. Like you own 20 billion of these coins. Problem is, in order to cash out, you have to sell 20 billion of those coins to somebody else, and there's no buyers for the volume that they have. So there's a handful of people that own a ton.
Like the app automatically does it for you.
No, well, so no matter what you're trading, whether it's stocks or bonds or warrants or crypto, for every seller, there must be a buyer at the other end. You can't just sell your crypto and it just goes to float in cyberspace. Now, there is what they call the free float, which will be coins that are not purchased, that are not owned by somebody. Like say you have a mining company that mines them, and so you have a free float of coins that are available, and those will go at the current price. And as you start buying them, then the supply goes down, the demand goes up. But in order for you to sell that coin, there has to be a buyer. So if you have a new altcoin that comes out, and there might be, say, you know, there's 1 trillion coins out there, and you buy yourself 1 billion of them for $35 or some crazy number, and it goes up a little bit, that doesn't mean that there's, you know, someone that wants to buy 1 billion of your coins at the other end of the spectrum. So that's why some of these guys go, oh, I'm a millionaire, but they actually, there's no liquidity. They can't sell them to anybody.
Yeah.
So you can't cash out, but
I get it.
yeah, it happens a lot.
What's your favorite coin?
I don't trade coins, but if I have a buddy of mine that buys this one here, ILIS, and it's trading at like 50 cents now. He's been buying it since it was about below 2 pennies. He invested $27,000 into ILIS, and its current value is over $150,000. And that's real liquid money. You know, you can sell that and trade it. And that's happened in the last like 9 months that we've been buddies in the investment world. So
You don't trade?
he's done really well. I don't trade crypto myself. I watch the market. I don't like the volatility of it. I don't like putting money into it. It just kind of slowly moving up and down. I'm more of an options trader myself.
But stocks are very slow. Like
Options are not slow. Options are extremely fast.
Really?
And high risk, high reward. Yes, very much so. Yeah, you could watch a stock tomorrow go up 3%. You could make 1,000% off that trade.
Oh, with options.
Yes, with options. But you can also lose 100% of your money. So it goes
That's what
both
you like
ways.
Doing? That's crazy.
Yeah, high risk, high reward.
So, but to me, crypto was like that.
No, well, if you traded altcoins, crypto could be like that because you can get a rug pull that, just tanks the entire altcoin down to nothing. With Bitcoin, it's more stable. They're called stable coins for a reason because they do have some stability to them. Ethereum does too, but you also saw Ethereum this year go from 4,400 down to $2,000 again.
Yeah.
And then bounce back up. And those move slow. Bitcoin from where it's at now, which is why 56,000, which is low as shit for where it hasn't been that low in over a month. For it to bounce back up, its next support level is 49,000. And it's not going to move $12,000 overnight. So in that rack, it is pretty slow.
True.
Yep.
I'd be scared to do options.
I mean, I don't blame you. It can be very terrifying. You can watch your money go away real fast. You can also watch it quadruple real fast. I mean, educated gambling. The problem with options trading and even at the stock market is you get days even like today, for instance, and I can put this up behind me, which will make more sense. Let's just say you pull up the SPY on a 15-minute chart, right? There is no reason for a stock to drop like this right here. There's no reason for the S&P 500 to drop literally $4 in an hour. And then also go back and recover all of that. And in the options market, this drop here would pay out, if you bought the right contract, 400% in this time frame. And then if you sold it and bought in the right option on the bounce, you could print another 400% on the way up easily. Maybe even 500% on that bounce right there. So very volatile, but there's no reason for the market to tank. And then a lot of times, you get something like Apple tanked with it. So you get some pretty crazy moves in there. And if you study them, then you can make good money.
Yeah.
It's all about knowledge. But I'm getting pretty tired, so I think I'm going to call it a night. But good luck to you on your Bitcoin journey.
Thank you.
Oof, that fan driving me nuts. Yeah, I am getting sleepy though. For real. Just so tired. People. I wish some people would just do better. All right, Amigo. There you go. OBS, crypto, typing. Hi. Does not use a simulated webcam because it's not on. But that's cool. My driver got fucked. Get out of that Uber. Having some OBS issues. Oh, I gotcha. Sometimes I have that. I have to deactivate and reactivate my camera. I use a GoPro, so that happens to me from time to time. The what? The high dollar? What are you talking about? I don't know. I don't follow a lot of those. I mean, I understand the mainstream coins, the altcoins. I don't like to play them because they're not liquid. They're, you can hype up anything, but the problem that these people are finding is that they're buying thousands of dollars worth of a token that's worth pretty much zero, and then it goes up like 1,000%, but there's no buyers for the amount of coins you have because you bought 1 billion coins, and in order for you to sell them for money, someone on the other end has to buy the 1 billion coins, and there's no buyers, so they end up not being liquid. So you have a unrealized gain in those, if that makes sense. Which is why I stay and they're fucking difficult to buy. You got to go to Narnia to buy that shit. No, there's a chance of it going up. This is just the chance that you will not be able to sell it. Much like what just happened to the Squid Game coin or the Santa coin. It does go up, but there's no buyers for the coin once it's up there. In order for you to sell it, someone else has to buy it. That's the problem. You can buy it because when they come out with a new coin, there's like a certain amount in the market cap, right, for the coin. There might be, let's just say, 1 trillion coins. And you can buy a coin. You can reach out and buy them because they're not owned. Now you own them. Now, in order for you to get rid of them and cash out, someone else has to buy them from you. And the problem is they run out of buyers. There's no buyers once it goes up. And so you can't sell it because no one's buying. It's like the bid-ask spread in the stock market. If there's no one's buying it, then you can't sell it. There's no liquidity. That's what these run into, liquidity problems. I mean, yeah, anything might go mainstream. Anything might go up. Still has to be a buyer on the other end. That's where your inherent problem lies. The coin must have a buyer on the other side of the transaction. If there's no buyer, it's worthless. You know what they say, buy the rumor, sell the news. Yeah, I just don't get it. You know what the thing about WhatsApp? I don't believe it. Like someone's like, give me a WhatsApp number. I'm like, why? I have a phone. What the fuck do I need a WhatsApp number for? I don't understand it. But I mean, as other parts of the world, I guess, use WhatsApp. But it's just not me. Oh. Interesting. High dollar. I don't know, man. What do they even do? .5 high. So right now there's 580 million high dollars in circulation amongst 1.8 million people. Liquidity will be the problem. How much is one of them? It's $1. So it's currently $1. That's pretty high. It's a high market cap. Pretty high market cap, man. At $1 a pop. I like this graph they have on their page right here. In the first 100 days. Okay, let's just break this down real quick. When Bitcoin came out, it's like impossible to buy Bitcoin. And also spread the word about Bitcoin. So to use this as today's terminology, I feel like this is not a very accurate description of how these coins would do if launched in the same time period. But it is interesting to see. Oh, you didn't even see that. Hold on. There you go. Right here. They got this graph that shows, see, I'm in the way. Hold on. Let me move myself out of the way. Because this is, oh my God. I'm all over the place. All right, there you go. So this graph, the first 100 days, high members versus active addresses. I feel like this is a very misleading thing to put up because, man, nobody knew about these when they came out 5-6 years ago. What's your what's this do? Do I have to like do I have to buy something in order for you to get a referral? See, I don't even use Pancake Swap. Like, I just can't get into all that, man. It's just so much like happening. It's so much happening. To try to buy that stuff, you got to go through all those different places. I just get annoyed by it all. I don't know. I couldn't tell you if you should buy it or not. I mean, I don't know enough about it. I know it's $1, and the website looks like they want it to go to $1 billion. They got a long road ahead of them. It's not about that. It's about, you know, if you want people to buy your coin, you got to get fuck market cap. You need social media market cap. You need to be on every damn TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, fucking video. You need to be everywhere telling people to buy it. Without that, man, no one knows. And then it's got to be easy enough to acquire. If you've got to go open up a wallet on Coinbase and then connect it to a meta freaking mask and then go to Pancake Swap and Uniswap, if you got to jump through all them hurdles to buy it, it's going to take a lot longer to go up because it's just too difficult. I just give up. I wanted to buy Cumrocket and it went up like 6,000%, man. It's too difficult to buy. So I didn't buy any of it. So I don't get into those because it's just too difficult. It's too complex, but I'm going to call it a night, man. I'm coughing. I'm with a sore throat and I'm freaking tired. Good luck to you, man. All right, that's it for me, man. I'm getting out of here. I got to do this again in the morning. So anyone that joined, give me a like. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys later.